Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you could see in the thumbnail and title, we are going to Harvey's Island today, and if you did not know about Harv, you do now because he comes to your island after you have your first 3 villager plots, and then he comes to your island and he invites you to his island, and the way to get to his island is through the airport, of course. So we're going to talk to Orville and we're going to press I want to fly. And then we are going to tell him we want to go to Harv's Island. And on Harv's Island, you can do a bunch of new things. Like you will have access to the Phototopia building at first. If you just have the 3 villagers, of course. But once you get to 3 stars on your island, you'll unlock the open market, which will have 7 vendors or shops, and not including Harriet, who we'll meet later. But before we get into all of that, let's check out the Phototopia building and see how that works. First, we're gonna talk to Harvey, see what's up, and then we'll go inside and explore and play around a little bit. So if you've never been into this building, that's okay. I completely forget it exists all the time, but you can pretty much decorate like photo shoots here, and you can make like pretty much anything as long as it's in your inventory. You can make a lot of different sets, and you can take photos of your villagers, you can take photos of amiibo cards. So right now I have this little setup, and I'm gonna pull out all of my villagers and we're gonna have a little group photo, and we're just gonna sit them in the chairs and take a couple photos of them. Alright, now that everyone is seated, we take out our camera and we can take a couple photos of them. Of course, this is just for fun, and I also did this other set where we're all like having Thanksgiving dinner or something, a little dinner party. And it's pretty cool because you can use your whole catalog that you have, and you can put the villagers wherever you want to. You can drag them around. It's pretty awesome. And that is pretty much what the Phototopia building is. Now, Harriet will be your first vendor or shop on the island, and she doesn't cost any money to unlock, and she will cut your hair and style it. And don't you worry, if you don't like it, she will fix it. But she also will let you keep the hairstyle if you like it, and you'll like remember it or learn this hairstyle so you can reuse it in the future if you want to, or if you don't, completely fine. And that's pretty much Harriet. Moving on. So, when you first come to this island and you have 3 stars, you'll have to pay 100,000 bells per shop. So you're going to need about 700,000 bells to unlock all of them, and you can only unlock one each day. As you can see, I've already unlocked all of them but this last one. So, you put your donations in, and the next day they will pop up like this. And we have Kick's shop here, and this was the last one I needed to pay off. And you probably know of Kick by now, Kick's, because he goes to your island and he'll sell bags, shoes, socks, and it's pretty cool because if you're looking for those types of items, you can easily come to Harv's Island and purchase whatever you're looking to buy. Alright, moving on to the next stall, we have Red, which you probably already know of him. I mean, especially if you've been playing Animal Crossing since it came out. He will sell statues, paintings. They're all like famous pieces of art. But beware, because of course some of them might be fake. But personally, I do buy the fake ones for decoration, and once you buy them, they do replace after like the next day. So it's always good to buy them even if they are fake, because you could always sell them or use them as decoration. Especially the paintings are great for decorating your house. And he also sells raffle tickets, and those are 500 bells each per ticket. And you can redeem a handheld item, which could be like a drink, a magazine, stuff like that. So if you're looking for handheld items, this is the place to be. And it looks like I just won a pocket magazine, which is pretty neat. I'll pull that out in a second to show you. Of course, he's trying to convince me to buy another one. Alright, here is my pocket magazine, which is cute. Alright, here is the next stall, which is Leif. So as you know, Leif, he sells vegetable starts, bushes, flowers, and it's pretty handy to have him on Harv's Island. This is probably one of the most important vendors personally to me because I always am running out of bushes and flowers. So having him readily available when he's like not visiting your island is amazing. So he's one of the vendors I would recommend you get first because you have access to all the vegetables, all the bushes, flowers, and they do change up every couple days. And he also has a couple services. So he will clean your island of weeds for 100,000 bells, which is quite a lot. But if your island is overrun with weeds, that might be pretty enticing to you. And if you're like me and you love to clean up your weeds yourself, you can also sell them to him, just like you normally could, for 20 bells a clump. Another part of his service for cleaning up your island is if he cleans up your island, you get to keep all of the weeds still, so you could sell them back to him and make a little bit of money. Probably not profitable, but it's always something to think about. Alright, so we are moving on to the next stall or vendor, and this is Reese and Cyrus. They are married and they are lovebirds. Anyways, so they can customize furniture, and not just like craftable furniture, but like other furniture items that you buy through the catalog or with your Nook Mile tickets. So it's pretty awesome because you can pretty much customize any item you want and items that you couldn't customize before. The only thing that is a little bit time consuming is you can only do one item at a time and you have to keep like interacting with him to do more items. But if you're like me, I love to customize my items and change the colors. So this is a very helpful vendor to unlock on Harv's Island, and I definitely would recommend probably second to Leif's stall. Also, note that in June it is their wedding season or wedding anniversary, so they have a little bit of an event here on Harv's Island, so you should definitely check that out in the summertime. Now, the next vendor is Tortimer, and he pretty much allows you to access your storage while you're on Harv's Island, which is very, very helpful if you want to grab something that you forgot on your island or empty your pockets if they're too full from all the items you're buying. Also, a little side note, in the fall and autumn months, he does give you acorns. So if you are in the need for acorns, coming to Harv's Island could really help you out in collecting those acorns. You just talk to Tortimer. He pretty much wears like a mask, I think. I'm pretty sure he's the same character. Alright, moving on to the next stall is Saharah, and she sells her awesome wallpapers, floors, and rugs. And it's very helpful if you're like me and you love to decorate your house because I love rugs. So I definitely visit her often to see what she has because she, always has the best rugs and cool wallpapers and floors. Alright, so this is Katrina, last but not least, and she can tell your future or she can talk about your friendship with a villager, and that is 1,000 bells, and she'll tell you if you have like a negative fortune or a good fortune, and if you choose to talk about friendship, she'll tell you your friendship level with your villager of your choosing, which is pretty cool if you're trying to get the villager photos to know where you're at. And conveniently, there is a little ABD or like ATM machine here. So if you need more bells to buy up more items, you definitely can. Alright, so to recap, we have Kix, we have Red, selling his beautiful paintings. And then we have Harriet, we have Leif, selling all of his vegetables and shrubs. We have Cyrus and Reese, Tortimer, well, Tortimer I think it is now, and Saharah. And of course we have Katrina. And that pretty much sums up Harv's Island. And I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.